fuck, just being a parent, man. It's pretty fucking hard, man. If you struggle as a parent, you know, just know that you're not fucking alone, man. The emotional roller coaster in the journey that it gives you can be quite tough, but definitely it will shape you as a person and strengthen that character up that you are. Just because it's that life test and just raising a fucking human being, man. And it's understanding each stage. And one of my most favourite stages when having children anyway was when my children were younger, amen. Between the ages of pretty much birth to uh, probably right up to 7, I guess. Those were great times for me personally, and as a parent who's got older kids now, I actually miss my children back in those times. That I wish I could go back to it. Something I really cherish, and it definitely made me as a person, and yeah, it's definitely something I look back on because if I have any regrets in my life, and I don't have any really except for one. And it's I wish I was a better father, man. I wish I knew what I knew now, back then when my children were young, And all I had at that time was just the right attitude of someone who was willing to try for his children. That's all. I didn't actually have the fucking answers, and I can comfortably say that I was actually a fucking shit parent in true, because I didn't know what the fuck I was up to, Didn't know what to do. Um, didn't help that I sort of grew up in an environment where you had to be tough. And I took that attitude into raising kids, I guess, and it actually worked against me massively. Just because I had problems that I didn't know how to deal with, but I was still trying to raise kids. And I was just lucky enough that I suppose I love my kids enough to fucking put in the effort. But it would have been nice to know where to fucking start, man. But it starts when your children are born, man. That's when you've got to be engaging on your children, And definitely I would encourage putting your baby through reading programs, like literally from birth, man. Don't fuck around. Okay, don't be one of those ignorant cunts that believe that because they're a baby they can't fucking learn. Okay, trust me, it's not the baby that's the dumb cunt. It'll be yourself. But putting my children through programs when they were born and learning how to read, uh, it really set them up for life. Amen. See, some of the things my children do now, human beings can't comprehend how that happens. Amen. And I didn't really know this was going to turn out to be how my children are now. I just took a leap of faith, because right at that point in time, I accepted I didn't know fucking shit. I was just lucky I knew how to work and put food on the table kind of ones. That's all I really fucking knew. And pay bills, I guess. But when it came to actually raising a child, I didn't actually know what I was doing. So I actually seek that help out there. And I came across a program at that time. I'm not sure if it's still around, but it was called Baby Can Read. And it really fucking helped my children when they were born. And I put them all through that program. And it's one of those things that really helped me. But it allowed me to go into the next program and the next program. And what I didn't realize at that time when I was developing this lifestyle for my children is I actually enjoyed it as much as they did. You see, the uplifting feeling you get from watching your child read at such a young age, it inspires you as a parent to know, hey man, like, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I feel like I'm on the right path here, It feels like life's against us, but, watching my children read, like at 3 years old, reading full-on books, big words, I knew if we just keep chipping away and developing them, like, stuff like school and all that stuff's going to be easy. And it is, man. When it came to my children, when it came to their school, they definitely made me a proud father. But keeping in mind, they still had their characters, man. Their characteristics. And definitely they've given me the headaches that I guess a father fucking deserves. Because you can't have all the good in the world and not take the fucking bullshit with it, And it's something you just got to accept as a parent. And just burden that sometimes smart mouth, That smart mouth comments from the kids. And that's what happens when you put your kids around other fucking kids that don't know shit, man. And it's not I want to have a go at their child, it's just, I just understand that they had a parent that didn't put the dedication in like I did to mine. And so I don't blame their child, I actually don't blame their fucking parent, It's not a fucking race born to be parents, So we just got to figure it out for ourselves the best we can. But trying, fucking try for your children, man. And I understand that you may not know what the fuck you're up to, don't know what you're doing, And you're probably fucking scared like old Stu was. Fuck, I was terrified, man. And I hid from that just because I believed that I have to be this tough human being. And in truth, I am a tough human being. What the fuck am I trying to prove to myself or anyone? You know, tough enough to be a good person, that's for sure. And that's definitely the type of behavior I wanted to pass on to my kids. And it was just a learning how to be a parent one day. Although it was tough, when I look back at it now, it was so fucking enjoyable. Just watching my kids develop themselves, grow, build their character, have those cheeky ways. Especially my kids, they like to be smart aleck cunts, and it doesn't help they're fucking super educated to the point now that they're actually more educated than myself, and they actually have their old man's work ethic as well, and focus and dedication. Because I took pride in teaching my kids everything that I had inside me, which I believed at that time was fuck all, but it paid off in the long run, amen. And it's understanding you got to do this action for fucking years, amen. You know, like apparently to 18. But apparently, I've learned now, and it's into adulthood, man. Probably for the rest of old Stu's life anyway. And I guess you don't really lose that parental instinct, man. That you just want the best for your kids no matter how fucking old they are. And understanding that's just how they're trying to fight for their life when they're a bit older. And they don't really want to share that part because it's more about that exploring part for themselves. But, sometimes even Stu's got to say to himself, oh, my kids are getting older now. I've got to take a step back. Like, I've put in the work. And that's the only thing that gives me great comfort as my children go into adulthood is knowing I put in the fucking work for them. And I can't even confidently say that I was the best, but I knew this much. I had to look at myself for all the fuck ups I was doing. You see, I thought I was putting in the work, but I wasn't actually caring for myself, and my children were seeing that as they were growing up. And it just didn't make sense to me. Like, I really wanted my kids to have that advantage. And then it wasn't until I learned that, hey, sometimes my kids don't fucking listen, man. They really don't. I can talk to them and all that, and you'll just get a yeah. And you got to accept that one as a parent, Like, this will really give you an advantage as a parent, knowing this bit, that your children may not fucking listen to you, but they're definitely paying attention to everything you're fucking doing, And they're definitely going to copy that, So if you're one of those cunts that go out there, fucks your life up, you know, promotes to your children, you got to live life this way, you got to do it this way, this is what you got to be, this is what you got to do, but you don't fucking do it yourself, man. Expect your children to fail in life, amen. It's not that Stu wants to say that. It's just because children generally, follow the people that gave them life and their parents and all that. That they may not listen to you, but they'll do everything that you fucking do. That's for fucking sure. And making a change in my life and putting this style to myself to give myself the advantage as a father with my children, it actually worked. I watched my children develop themselves, in a positive manner. Definitely I wanted to raise great Kiwis with that Kiwi attitude that seems to be fucking missing from this earth. They're relentless of fucking not giving up. And then definitely when you conduct yourself in an action of positivity, your children pick up on that and they see that that's the way, amen. So that's the start when it comes to parenthood. Understanding you got to put in the work, but set a good example. Because although your children may not fucking listen to you from the words from your mouth, because they've probably seen you do another action, but you're saying this, you got to understand when you set that example, they'll definitely follow that. But they'll also follow if you do bad stuff as well, amen. And that's what fucks our children up. It's just the role models in their lives screwing them over. So don't be that person, Don't be that cunt, because your children need you, and they need you to set that example, set that way for them, and I promise you they will definitely follow. When you live your life that way, Yeah. But I still care for you, Pretty mean.